We got sounds coming in from LandLord from Alabama. He just dropped off a new shipment of ligaments, man. So he's here early in the morning to chop it up with us, man. Salute the LandLord, brother. How you doing? But yeah, man, Harvey Martin, the last player the Dallas Cowboys had to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, dog. And that's the thing. I believe that shit is true. Because that shit was night and day how they gave calls to Michael Parsons this last game. Had he still been in Dallas, he's not getting any of those calls anymore. And if you look at the history, if you look at all the great players that have come through Dallas, and the lack of actual, and the lack of actual accolades that all of them have accumulated, you can't help but believe, that there is a heavy burden of wearing that star on the side of your head. 2 games in, Michael Parsons has already gotten all the superstar calls that he should have got in Dallas. Harvey Martin is the last person to win a Defensive Player of the Year award, even though we had historic season for the run bland. We've seen historic season for Trayvon Diggs in terms of getting interceptions. We've seen Michael Parsons, wreck games. We've seen DeMarcus Ware get 20 sacks. We've seen primetime Deion Sanders wear the star on the side of his head a year removed from winning Defensive Player of the Year and not finishing, in the tops of it again, man. What's up with you, Ty? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the liquor store, man. I appreciate you for tapping in. Everybody, make sure y'all show love to both platforms. LandLord just came in. The trap is open. The liquor store is open. We drunk trapping. We making it happen. It's Friday. It's Friday, so you got to hit the highway and bring your ass down over here, man, and get through with us, man. So thank y'all for everything, and we going to keep cooking. We're going to keep cooking and keep rocking, man. Because we got time this morning. That's one of the benefits of getting up early with the Roosters. You know what I'm saying? And jumping on this show. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, there is a burden and there is a tax that comes with being a Dallas Cowboy and wearing that star. Because you're not going to get the calls, you're not going to get the awards, you're not going to get the accolades, and the scrutiny is not going to be fair either. Like, Dak Prescott has consistently been a top 10 quarterback, since coming into the National Football League. But there are guys who are less accomplished. There are guys whose numbers are weaker. There are guys, that are treated way differently than Dak Prescott, despite being in the same boat. You know what I mean? So there's an obvious discrimination and an obvious bias towards Dallas Cowboys players. Because remember, that was just the defensive side of the ball, and I started there because that's where Michael Parsons plays. Because we noticed the discrepancy in the holding calls. We noticed that the moment he left Dallas, all the superstar calls he should have got, he got in one night. Go on the other side of the ball. It holds true there. The Dallas Cowboys have some of the better quarterbacks in league history. And if you don't like Dak and Tony, cool. You ain't got to include them in this, even though they were both all-pro caliber players. Roger Staubach was hands down one of the best quarterbacks of his generation. Hands down one of the best quarterbacks of his generation. You know what I mean? And he did not win league MVP with the Dallas Cowboys. Troy Aikman, constant winner, did not win MVP, playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Even though some guys with similar stats won. Even though guys with similar pedigrees won. And, his team was highly successful. Matter of fact, Troy Aikman never even got all-pro consideration. If you go look at Troy Aikman's resume, Troy Aikman didn't even make an all-pro team, let alone win a damn MVP. So this is what I'm saying to you, man. Like, there is a bias, there is a tax, there is a stigma that star holds, when it comes to your players. Like, nothing has changed about Micah. DeMarcus Ware was dope while he was here. Trayvon Diggs had an amazing season for a corner. The Ron Bland had an amazing historic season at the cornerback position. And then You know what really sets it off when you look at the Ron Bland season and you compare it to Patrick Surtain's when he won Defensive Player of the Year not too long afterwards. Right? Like right after that, Pat Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year. And his production was nowhere near what the Ron Bland did, in 2023. So at this point, man, we just got to talk about the elephant in the room. We got to talk about the elephant in the room right now. They don't treat the Dallas Cowboys the same, dog. They don't officiate the Dallas Cowboys the same. They don't reward the Dallas Cowboys the same. Like all these amazing players in Dallas Cowboys history, the only MVP that we have ever had in our storied history as a franchise was the one and only Emmitt Smith. That is it. That is all. Not Tony Dorsett, not Ezekiel Elliott, not Dak Prescott, not Dez Bryant. Matter of fact, I don't even know. Let me see something. When was the last time a Cowboy player won Offensive Player of the Year? Okay. So we have one Offensive Player of the Year. We got DeMarco Murray. In recent history, that was back in 2025. CeeDee Lamb didn't win it after a 1,700-yard season. Nah, because you might be able to make the argument for some of these guys. You damn sure can't make the argument for Roger Staubach. You can't make the argument with Roger Staubach. Go back and take a look at his production, his numbers, and his team record. You can't make the argument, that Roger Staubach didn't deserve it.
What's happening, everybody?
What's good with you, man? So, Land, did you catch any of what I was talking about?
For the most part, yeah. Just like you said, somebody said none of them deserve MVP. Dak most definitely deserved it, for sure. Dak had the better year. But his name is Dak Prescott, and he was a free agent, and he played for the Cowboys. So it was enough. He had better stats. He had better stats over Lamar Jackson in every category, except for rushing. And that's it. Other than that, Dak was dominated Lamar in every other statistical category. So how is it that he didn't get the MVP that year? It's beyond me. And don't tell me playoff success, because Lamar just seen a little bit of playoff success last year. That was his first time ever doing anything for real in the playoffs. So I don't want to hear that either. And he's a two-time MVP?
Two-time MVP, and that's the thing. And I think that my boy Queso hit it on the head. The only benefit you have from playing in Dallas in Pro Bowl voting, because we can vote on that as fans. We got a huge fan base, and we can send people that don't really deserve it, But when it comes to like getting calls, because we watched the game last night, and the fact that he had more penalties called for him in his second game with the Packers than he did in the entirety of the 2023 season combined for the Dallas Cowboys is very telling. Like the moment that Michael Parsons took that star off, he became what he should have been in Dallas. He got the superstar calls. None of us.
They were like a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, and this the thing about Dallas, dog, and I really want to float this idea out there to you, LandLord. And this is why I'm not in the thought process of hoping that Michael Parsons succeeds in Green Bay. It's not because I hate them or anything like that, but think about the president. I'm talking about just Mike himself. But
I thought you were talking about Green Bay.
Oh yeah, I hate Green Bay, but okay. I'm just saying from this standpoint, if everything goes Michael Parsons' way, right, and everything works out for Michael Parsons, what is the deterrent from other star players forcing their way out of Dallas? Because so far, this man got a record-breaking contract. He's winning. He's getting superstar calls. So that's why I'm saying if the shit keep going well, because nobody has ever acted out of Dallas before. If the shit keeps going well for this man and his life is all sunshine and rainbows, what kind of example does that set for other people? Coming up through the ranks, especially people that they're going to be tied to athletes first because they're one of the bigger sports agencies.
True.
So that's how I look at it. I don't just look at it from that standpoint. If it becomes if it becomes that obvious that your life gets so much easier, when you leave Dallas, wouldn't more people want to leave Dallas since it's a business? Shout out to Kenneth Wright with the $4.99, man. So that's why I'm not in the thought process of wanting them to be successful and wanting Micah to do good. Hell no. That's a horrible thing to want.
I was about to say, did you already touch on the comments that he making?
Bro, I haven't touched on them at all.
See, not that's yet. What I'm like. Okay, go ahead. I ain't gonna force it then.
No, go ahead. You can bring it up because it's a good segue.
I'm just saying this, bro. This is why when people look at LandLord and be like, why LandLord so hard on Micah? That's why. Because I already know he gonna come with some op talk. Like, that's what he doing. He talking just like an op. He got everything bad to say about the Cowboys now. It's good to have a locker room that I don't gotta fix. I'm sad to tell you, Michael, you was the problem in the locker room. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that until he started talking crazy. So I'm not finna let him get away with it. Hell no.
And you should. And I really want them to hold the other players' feet to the fire. Ask them what they feel about Michael Parsons saying the shit that he said. Because he was just there smiling in your face a couple weeks ago, and now the locker room was fucked up. He had to fix it. He glad that he ain't in the locker room. He ain't got to fix. Ask them niggas how they feel about me. And I was doing good before you upset me like that. But ask them motherfuckers how they feel about Michael Parsons talking greasy like that. He was just your partner not too long ago. Now, apparently he was trying to lead y'all to salvation and y'all didn't know how to handle yourselves and shit.
This is why I say an op is an op. This is why I say stuff like that. Now your locker room need to be fixed. Now your locker room ain't where it need to be. Now Green Bay Stadium and everything is the best. Now I wonder if he's still unblockable, unstoppable. See, this is the type of shit I be talking about. What I said that show, I said, you don't even know if the feeling mutual. Mm-hmm. Of course he gonna be your friend, but he ain't finna be talking like that in the public like that unless they specifically ask about you. Exactly. So what's the use? He know how you feel, so why the hell you gotta confess your love to the world? Micah know how you feel. If y'all really cool, what the hell you gotta do all that for when you get on the count? Like, all you had to say is, Micah's my brother, this and that. You went on a tangent about how great and glorious it is to be Micah Parsons. Man, get the hell out of here. That man is an op, bro. You hear how he talking? He's saying some of the craziest shit ever about your team. But y'all still, a lot of y'all fans still got a love affair for Michael. And I was just about to say the same thing you said, Hen. No cap. I was finna say, I pray that these reporters are gonna keep it silent and put everybody's feet to the fire and ask him about Micah comments. Mm-hmm. I pray these reporters keep it silent and ask these players and these coaches. Hey, Schotty, what you feel about Micah saying that he don't gotta fix the locker room? Like he in the locker room and he don't gotta fix. How you feel about them comments? Yeah, cause all that friendly shit back and forth. Oh, Micah's so great, this and that, and then leave it alone. Now you gotta establish yourself, and you gotta draw a line in the sand and say that man is a fucking op. It ain't no friendly shit no more. I'm sick of that shit. All I hear is people still taking up for this man. Wait till you keep hearing them on the podcast and on these interviews talking dirt about your squad. I want to see where your heart is. I want to see if y'all boy really got some teeth for real. Because y'all too goddamn friendly to me.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. There's been plenty of players that have left Dallas and ain't said shit. Like Ferg, not Ferg. Schultz said something, But Jay Lou ain't said a damn thing. Jay Lou just over there with the Jaguars playing good football and living life. You know, Tony Pollard been gone for years. He ain't never said nothing publicly negative about the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's the situation that they in. Who knows? But still, like, we ain't gotta act like he gotta send shots just because he gone. Cause you really feel that way, nigga. You went out your way to say that. You went out your way to make those comments about the locker room, about how you glad you ain't got a locker room you got to fix that they already. Nah, dog. And what's crazy is you're part of the locker room distraction when you talk about how folks got rubbed the wrong way by your podcast. Jay Lou had. I'm gonna just go through this real quick and I'm gonna let you grab it. Jordan Lewis had an issue with your podcast. You up there kicking about having undersized safeties and shit. Malik Hooker had a problem with your motherfucking podcast, doggy. From the reports, Dak ain't never said nothing out loud. He had a problem with your motherfucking podcast. You parade niggas around on the bitch that are to spank you and shit, dog. We can keep going. You had a public issue with DeMarcus Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's just keep it 1,000. Like, there are folks that did not like the shit you were doing, and that. So go ahead, landlord, because that shit finna piss me off this morning.
It already pissed me off. Cause guess what? This why I don't buy all that sentimental bullshit that he was selling. And y'all did. Oh, I wanted to be a Cowboy so bad. Oh, how is it that you want to be a Cowboy so bad, but now the locker room went shit and the stadium ain't shit? Ain't nothing right in Dallas all of a sudden. Y'all buy all of this public cleanup work if y'all want to. I didn't believe none of that sentimental shit that he wrote, none of the sentimental shit that he's saying. Because I already know I can see through a snake when I see one. Real talk. That man trying to save face. He trying to clean up his image to the Green Bay Packers. Because guess what? What he did is not honorable to no team. How he operate is not honorable to no team. And it looks like he just went and jumped to go get some money. That's what it looks like. And him and his team and his PR team understand that. So that's why they doing cleanup work. Oh, now you got to talk about how badly you want to be a Cowboy. That's why he did that at the beginning, so he can win over Green Bay fans. Woe is me. Micah the victim. Now Micah just the victim. He ain't did nothing wrong. The public perception. Micah is just a victim, and he's an excellent player, and the Cowboys crazy. Micah ain't did a goddamn thing. But I remember being pissed off at Micah almost every day. Just to be real with y'all, almost every day, I had to call him and he give me a counseling session about the stupid shit that Michael Parsons was doing. Like, let's be real. And y'all was mad too. I don't want to hear that. Even the Michael supporters, y'all was mad too. That Michael get on the damn podcast and say some of the crazy shit. And then we got to go play these folks.
Swapping
y'all
jerseys.
Remember that.
What pissed me off about Michael was when he swapped jerseys after the fuck Dallas t-shirt game. Them folks out there beating our ass. This nigga that lifted his shirt with the fuck Dallas sign on there. And it's the defense you playing on, nigga. It's on defense where they running the score up on us and you out here swapping jerseys with them boys, man. That's the shit that shit rubbed me the wrong way. I think that
somebody said, oh, go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead, bro.
Somebody said, what's wrong with him getting paid? You got to remember, you are still a man. Men respect the men that stick to their word. Micah said I want to be a Cowboy for life. I don't care about taking the big money. Micah said these things. Real men respect men of their word. So I don't know where y'all boys was raised at, but that's how real men are raised. You supposed to stick to your word. Micah said these things. Ain't nobody put a gun to Micah's head and tell him, hey, say you don't care about a contract. Say you don't care. You want to be a Cowboy for life. Nobody hold Micah's head, hand to the fire to say that. Micah said these things voluntarily, bro. So what you mean? It ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't give a damn about him. I'm just sick of everybody talking about it. That's what I'm sick of. And everybody trying to make it like he the victim. That ain't the case. That man said, I don't care about taking a contract, a less contract. I want to be a Cowboy for life. Micah said that. So what you mean by him taking the money? Do that not look like a hypocrite to you? I don't know what kind of character y'all boys got. I don't know where y'all grew up at. But I was made different, bro. Y'all crazy.
Ricky Carter said nothing wrong with getting paid, but there's something wrong with pledging loyalty then jumping ship. Dude never cared about the team. And then Eli was on the same kind of time we was on, but he had an issue with the Packers game. Matter of fact, Packers game, they came to Dallas, beat our ass. The defense that you're supposed to be leading gave up 48 points, and then you brought Jordan Love on the podcast, and y'all was giggling about having Marquise Bell out there playing linebacker. Do you know how fucking crazy that shit is? Do you think Marquise Bell appreciated that shit? Do you think Marquise Bell appreciated that shit? Being ridiculed, he out there playing his heart out at a position he ain't even supposed to be playing at, and you on the podcast with the op laughing about the shit. Do that sound like a good friend?
After the art whooped your ass.
In your crib, in your season, in front of your friends, that nigga mama was seeing Marquise Bell out there get ran at and moved out the gap and shit. He had a hard day at the office, and you on here with the nigga that helped beat your ass laughing about the shit. And see, and listen, you ain't never once heard us say anything about Michael Parsons, the football player. We just talk about the shit that he did, you know, that rub niggas the wrong way. And when you say it out loud, you can't sit here and pretend like folks didn't take issues with some of the shit that Micah did, dog. And I wasn't even finna go into this direction because I was just talking about how folks are treating Michael Parsons now that he done left Dallas and removed the star. And no, that's really was my bigger concern because I'm tired of like the Michael Parsons discourse. But when something's so blatant and so obvious, the way that they officiate games for players that aren't Dallas Cowboys, you know, the way that they, you know, because listen, they're going to give Michael Parsons way more real consideration for the Defensive Player of the Year this year, and it's not because he's any different of a player. It's just because he ain't a Dallas Cowboy no more. Because my main point was really this: there's been a ton of great players to come through Dallas, and none of them have gotten the proper treatment from the media. They got to vote for these awards or the officials. Like Dez Bryant and CeeDee Lamb were not getting the kind of calls they should have got as superstar wide receivers. Because Justin Jefferson, you can't breathe on that nigga without getting a pass interference call. Does CeeDee Lamb get that? Did Dez Bryant get that? I don't remember Playmaker getting penalties like that, and he was Playmaker. We ain't had a fucking MVP since Emmitt Smith, and we ain't had a Defensive Player of the Year since 1977 with Mr. Martin. So that was my real point of getting at this. Like, there is a burden, you know, there was a burden, you know, of wearing that star, and I just don't want that to be the deciding factor on how people move, you know, with us in the future. Because, like I said, like this, like Michael Parsons' life getting better after leaving Dallas is not going to be a good look. Getting more calls. If they vote him for the Defensive Player of the Year, he on a winning team still. He got the money. Like, what bad happened to Michael Parsons from leaving Dallas if all this shit comes to fruition? There gotta be like a deterrent from people trying to skip town and shit, so to speak. And it ain't looking like we got no real deterrent right now. We just, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit going too good right now. I'm not saying it's gonna continue that way. I'm just saying like shit like this. And I think the little bit more they win, a little bit more disrespectful you're going to get to the Dallas Cowboys. Watch this shit. But yeah, man, that was that first portion of the show. Now, Land, we're going to actually talk football now that we got the Michael Parsons shit out the way. Because it's obviously officiating, you know, has changed since his jersey has changed. But let's talk about what's changed for us. And let's talk about this Brian Schottenheimer offense. Because I do really believe in it, and I do think it's going to carry us, you know, over the course of the season, man. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm trying not to keep going into the Michael Parsons discourse. Because the nigga's gone. We know he was a great player and all that. But, you know, we got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and how we can compete in 2025. And how we can compete in 2025 is by letting Brian Schottenheimer cook. You know what I'm saying? Because this is an offense I believe in. And listen, let's keep it 1,000. Schotty ain't got to do a lot to improve on what the standard last year. You know, the last year offense, we know that Dak Prescott went down with an injury. CeeDee Lamb missed 2 games. The offensive line was boo-boo. You know, there were only one weapon, and his name was CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot going on with the Dallas Cowboys offense in 2024. That's why all these marks and all these metrics and everything else look the way that they look. You were 17th in yard per game. You were 11 in passing yards, but you were down the entirety of the season. You were 26th in passing EPA, so you were one of the least efficient passing teams. You were 28th in play action EPA, in pass EPA. You were 28th in play action percentage, so you barely even used play action. Target separation 31st, you were barely blitzed because team didn't respect you enough. Rushing yards, you were 27th. Rush EPA, you were 29th. And success rate, you were 16th. If you put all that together in a pot, let it simmer, you get boo-boo, doo-doo, soup, nigga. That shit was awful. Awful. Terrible. So, it's not like it's a high bar to be better than this shit, because this was diarrhea. But I am very impressed so far with what I've seen from Brian Schottenheimer, because we're one game in, only one game in. But the Dallas Cowboys, he did keep his word. They used play action, they used motion, they used condensed sets, they were multiple. All the things that I thought were just lip service when he was talking about hiding plays and concealing shit and playing it close to the vest. He wasn't really lying, because the Dallas Cowboys did come out and use motion on 42% of their plays, and that would have been good for fourth most in the league last year when the Dallas Cowboys were 29th. So they were 29th in motion uses last year. The amount of motion they used this first game would have had them ranked fourth in the league if that was over a 17-game period. Coincidentally, Dak Prescott was the second highest rated quarterback in the league week 1. They were the second highest rated team in the league week 1, quarterback in the league week 1. Just coincidentally, he was using a shit ton of motion to get the job done. What up, Rail? I see you sliding in. Israel, I see you sliding in. Ricky Carter in the building. Everybody that's sliding into the liquor store, that's sliding into the trap, please hit that like button. Please hit that share if you care. Please slap the shit out of an Eagles fan. And please, if you want some exclusive content, because the weekend is approaching, I'm going to be dropping some member-only content for all the folks, that join up in the liquor store. If you want to get a membership, all you got to do is click the $ and then click on memberships. We got exclusive content that only the members can see. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to grow that. The more members we get, the more member content we're going to drop. But it's good. It's extra content. I'm not going to do any less regular content on here, but I am going to be doing more standalone content just for my members, to keep y'all engaged. It'll be film studies. It'll be all that, man. So y'all tap in. We got memberships on both platforms, so you can come join up in the liquor store. You can come join up in the trap. It's going to be some good shit, man. Just letting y'all know what's out there.
Absolutely.
But what are your thoughts about Brian Schottenheimer's offense after 1 week?
I'm loving everything I seen after the 1 week. I just hate that it's kind of like you in a bind, Nate, because the second half wasn't your fault. I don't think the second half was his fault. Shout out to Kenneth with the cash out. I appreciate you.
Salute.
I don't think the second half was his fault, bro. Because if CD would have caught the ball, it would have looked a lot different. You know what I'm saying? So we can look at the stats and say, hey, we put up 20 in the first half and then 0 in the second half. Now, I ain't saying he completely innocent, but I guarantee you it would have looked a lot better if he could have, if we could have made them catches, man. So I like everything I've been seeing from Schotty. Like, I've been so critical on him in the offseason just so I can get a great result during the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be on his top because you already know I like the guy as far as exactly what he say in the interviews and stuff. Like, you can't help but like that. So I just wanted it to be close to the same results when we get on the field, and that's what I've been getting. Like, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Schotty and this team. Like, a lot of people don't get it, bro. I'm so confident in this team right now. Like, if you show me that, if you tell me that's the starting point where we at, the way we played Sunday, even in a loss, if you tell me that's the starting point and we just not now getting used to this offense, and we scored what four straight times
Should have been 5 if it was for the red zone fumble.
against a great defense that just won a ship, and you tell me that's a starting point? They ain't even got the offense down packed yet. They ain't even got chemistry yet. That was their first time being on the field together, ever. That was the offense first time ever being on the field together.
Mm-hmm.
And they play like that, bro. We got a lot to be bullish about.
I agree. I damn sure agree. And like Queso said, drops ain't got nothing to do with play calling. Because when they were dropping the ball, they were open. You know, you got to be open to have a drop. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't drop. You know, they don't even consider like throws to double coverage and shit like that to be drops. So in order to drop the ball, you had to be open, and they were open. And that's all you can ask for as a play designer and play caller. Call plays to get people open. Have the quarterback throw accurate pass, and then for the wide receiver to come up with the ball. Now you called up shit to get people open. They had space. They had opportunities. Dak Prescott was dealing. He was selling. He was out there slanging it around like crack rock in the '80s, destroying black families. The only thing that didn't happen was the wide receivers' hands. You know, they were out of order that game. Jake Ferguson that was out this motherfucker talking about he was a little concerned about taking a hit.
I still ain't seen that, man. I'm gonna have to watch it as soon as the show over. I still ain't looked at it. I gotta watch it because I know it's gonna piss me off. Yeah, I might have to cut all ties with Jake Ferguson if he says something like that, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, how am I gonna have confidence in him? I probably don't need to see it.
Nah, go see it. I need you where you need to be. Go take a look at it. Then, you know, like, I have no idea why CeeDee Lamb just became and dropped that shit. He said, hey, listen, Fred Woods was very blunt. He said, if Jake Ferguson cost us the game. He dropped the ball unimpeded. No excuses. That was 6 points off the board. It was. Because, if I'm not mistaken, we don't have the red zone fumble by Miles Sanders if Jake Ferguson catches the ball. Because we got to go in order of operations of what happened first. What happened first really was Miles Sanders' slow ass got caught from behind and it should have been a touchdown. That's what happened first. Then what happened is that Jake Ferguson, you talk about which one? Which one are you talking about? You talking about the Jake Ferguson interview, or you talking about the memberships? Because we done said a lot of stuff. What you trying to find, my brother? If you talk about the Jake Ferguson interview, it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter right now. You can, even if you can't find the video, you can find the comments because you know they transcribing and stuff and make posts. So it's on the interweb on X. It might be up on Facebook, not Facebook. It might be up on YouTube by now because you know they slowly release the videos onto their YouTube page. Yeah, it should be on there. It should be on Twitter still. That's where I seen it at.
Yeah, the thing about it is, I'm not, you know, for Jake Ferguson as a person, I hope he's okay. I hope he do better in life and all that good stuff. Like, I hate that happened to him. But, you know, it's a job we need to be done, bro. We need somebody who's not worried about getting hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to put it that bluntly. Like, bro, we got a job to be done. Like, if you broke your arm and you work a manual job, what are they gonna do to you?
They gonna fire. Either you gonna get workman comp or they gonna fire your ass.
Not about firing, but they gonna get somebody else to do it, ain't it? They gonna get somebody else to do the job. That's my point. Like, we can love Jay Ferguson all we want, but if he can't get the job done, we're gonna need somebody else to do it. Like, that's just how life go, bro. Like, Lord don't get the job done.
It doesn't. I'm trying to see if I can find this shit real quick.
Just like that woman told you, love don't pay the bills, it don't get the job done either.
Hell no.
We can't fill up our bank accounts with love. We can't fill up our gas tanks with love. It just won't work out for us.
Okay. Here it go. This is what Calvin Watkins said that he said. He asked Jake Ferguson on 2 drops versus Philly because he did have 2 actually. I wish I could have back on end zone drops. I'm still thinking I'm taking a shot. At the same time, it's football. That's what Jake Ferguson said. They asked him about the end zone drop.
Say it one more time, sir. I'm sorry. Say it one more time, but
I'm still thinking I'm taking a shot. At the same time, it's football.
nah, my dog. Hey, man, I told you. When I was coming up playing football, it was worse than this. I ain't playing the NFL to be fair, but they still went at our head. And guess what? My coach made it make sense to me. I used to be worried about head shots and all that good stuff, but guess what? My coach said, if you don't catch the ball, you still gonna get hit anyway.
Mm.
So what would I say? I said, you know what, coach? You right. So like, why would you worry about a hit if you probably gonna get hit anyway? If you get hit, you might as well catch the ball to make it worth it. You see what I'm saying? You might get a concussion anyway, just from getting hit. So why would you gonna take 2 L's, drop the pass and get a concussion? Lord God, you at least want to make it worth it. So that's what made me overcome the fear of going across that middle and running straight to a linebacker. Like shit, you gonna get hit anyway. I can't support that, y'all. I can't. The same smoke I gave 88, it might be coming at third, because you can't have that type of mentality, bro. And you a football player, you a tight end. That ain't gonna help you, bro. And like I said, LandLord ain't gonna make you smile and laugh every day. Because guess what? It's hard, tough conversation that we need to have about this team if y'all really trying to win like I am. Because I'm really trying to win. I'm trying to win it all. And I just know it's certain things that will hinder you and certain mentalities that will hinder you if you don't address this stuff.
I agree wholeheartedly. Because, man, at the end of the day, you are a tight end who plays with Dak Prescott. He is going to throw you seam balls that he has no business throwing because he's very good at it. He is very good at that particular ball. And to be fair, you're going to take shots. You're going to get hit. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the job description. But you knew that was part of the job description. And I'm not no pocket watching ass nigga. But you knew it was part of the job description. You know, when you signed on, you know, if you signed on and signed that contract, you knew you were going to have to take contact, my boy. It's part of the game. Hold on, let me add this in here. Since y'all think me crazy, I don't want y'all to think I'm a liar, so I'm just going to add it in here. What Jake Ferguson said, so y'all can look at it with your own 2 eyes. I'm sorry. Let this shit hurry up. There it go. There you go. All right. Built the plane while we were flying, nigga. So, yeah, this is what Jake Ferguson said, just in case y'all think I was lying. Jake Ferguson on the 2 drops versus Philly. I wish I could have him back on the drop in the end zone. I'm still thinking I'm taking a shot. At the same time, it's football. I mean, my nigga, yes, I know. It's very physical game. You did have a brain injury, I understand. But dog, if you are that concerned about getting hit in a contact sport, you might just need to coach at this point, my nigga.
I hate that for him too, man. I really do, bro. Like, I don't think I ain't got no compassion for Ferg, man, and empathy for Ferg, but we still got a job to do. Like, if we want to be that concerned about him and his health and his well-being, if we love him that much, we might be ready to tell him, hey man, if you can't do it, if you don't think it's healthy enough for you, you might need to sit down, bro. Like, just being real. If we want to humanize the situation to that degree, we're gonna have a hard conversation with Ferg and tell him, hey man, maybe you should sit. Maybe you shouldn't play no more. Maybe it's time to start thinking about retirement if this something that sticks in your head every play. Just being real, it is. It ain't no half doing this. It's just not, bro.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with you on that sentiment, man. Because I like Ferg. I think he has talent. You know, I understand why they wanted to keep him around, but at the same token, you know, you can't be scared of contact in a contact sport, man. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like now you're costing your team, you know, plays. You know, like he said, it's harsh, but you know what I'm saying? Like you did contribute to us losing that game because we're not even in position for Miles Sanders to fumble the ball if you catch the touchdown. You know what I'm saying? You're not even in position for Miles Sanders to fumble the game away if you just catch the routine touchdown pass that your quarterback put in your hands. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
it's real quick. I never wanted Ferg to get paid early. Ferg was one of the rap people I said wait and see. The Joneses did that. I didn't amen that. So
Go
hey,
ahead and cook up.
I
'Cause I need to
feel
step away for 2 seconds.
yeah, I feel y'all on that. I really didn't I wanted to wait and see on Ferg. No, more than likely, the Joneses probably just set up and let him they set up and tried to do that to gain leverage against Michael. Like, okay, we're gonna sign him, we're gonna do this. Like they did that out of spite, probably. In my opinion, I don't think he should have did it. I would have waited on first, especially after how he was talking last year about the concussions and stuff like that. Like, you know, I got a lot of compassion for him because I know that that's not an easy thing to go through. Let's be honest, it's terrible. But at the same time, man, we got a job that need to be done. We got a job that need to be done, man. It is what it is. So like, damn, it's a tough situation. And like I said, I did the analogy about work when it came to Michael Parsons trade. I said they're gonna give you 3 days to grieve. When my mama passed, bro, they gave me 3 days to grieve. Now, hey, I got a normal job every other day, you know, every day 9 to 5 job. I don't got no special job. So some other jobs might give you a little more time. But hey, mine gave me 3 days to grieve, and then I was supposed to be reported back to work because that lets you know that life goes on no matter what happens, man.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. That's a lesson I learned as a young man. My mama passed when I was 22. I'm 38. So that's just something I had. That was the type of job I had back then, and that's a lesson that I had to learn. No matter what happens to you, bro, life goes on unless you're dead. Like
Then
so,
it
like
doesn't.
then it doesn't go on. And I know that's a harsh reality that we have to face as humans, but it is what it is. It's just the truth. It don't supposed to make you feel good, bad, or sad. It's just the truth. That's all.
Yeah, and I get it, man. And we have to do what we have to do. You know, at the end of the day, this is still a business. You know, at the end of the day, this is still a team game. And I can't let the play of one player, you know, hinder our ability to win football games because of a mental block he's developed. You know what I'm saying? And if it happens again, it's a real conversation of if he needs to go sit down somewhere, bro. You know what I mean? Like you might not need to be on the field if I can't rely on you to catch open passes because you're thinking about a little bit of contact. It sounds harsh, it sounds crazy, but you know it is the reality of the situation. Like that is a position that is expected to. You're damn near offensive lineman, dog. You got to block. You got to catch in traffic. You know, you got to. There's a bunch of shit you got to do that's hands on. You do a lot of dirty work as a tight end. So how can you be concerned about contact of any kind? To what you call the Texans to bring Schultz back for cheap. The Texans like Schultz, so I don't think they're going to move on for Schultz. You know, and I don't know how much money is left on Schultz's contract. You know what I mean? I have no idea how much money is left on Schultz's contract. My boy Joe said, me to my dad passed when I was 26-year-old. I had no time to cry about it. I had to step up for my family and my little brother. Yeah, like life is real, dog. Like life is real. Like you got to make shit happen right then and there. When shit like that happen. So I get it. And Land is right about that. I know a lot of folks. There's folks still grieving the loss of Michael Parsons. This nigga alive. He living his best life. He got $47 million a year. He out here talking crazy about your franchise locker room and then the players he used to play with. You know what I'm saying? He coming to sack Dak Prescott. So I don't know. Why people still crying about that. There folks that been dealing with real losses, and y'all worry about Michael. All right. But yeah, man, I feel it though. But just to touch on a little bit more about this offense, I know we got sidetracked because we had to talk about the Jake Ferguson stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm concerned about the Jake Ferguson stuff moving forward. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you a lie. I'm not gonna sit here and play with y'all about it. Like being concerned about contact as an offensive player that plays tight end is very concerning to me because all you do is take on contact. That is your primary job, honestly. You don't usually get the easy catches. You usually get the catches in traffic. You gotta chip a pass rusher on the way out. You gotta go and block for your running back. Like it's all this shit. All this shit plays a part into it. And listen, y'all is doing me bad though, man. Cause there's 60 folks watching. We only halfway there, for the likes, man. So I need at least 60 likes on the video. I need at least 60 shares on the video. We trying to make it happen in the liquor store this morning, man. So y'all please hit that like and please hit that share button for your boy, man.
I'm afraid to even look at mine, so y'all just look out for your boy, man. Y'all look out for your boy, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. But we are trying to grow the platforms and stuff. Help us out with the algorithm. Get the real out here. Because there's a lot of fake fugazi narratives that's going on out here, man. It's a lot of fugazi in this. We gotta be anti-fugazi when it comes to this stuff that's going on with the Cowboys, man. If y'all want to be really prosperous outside of this stuff that's going on, all the drama, we gotta really, really push the real stuff instead of the fake and the candy that some people selling y'all. Like real talk. Like the candy ain't gonna get you nothing but a big time L and be mad in the off season again. We gotta address the real situations on this team.
Real talk though. And what up with you, Wet 113? He said, "What's good, Trap? What's good, Landlord and Henny? Salute to you for coming in and showing love, supporting my guy."
What's happening?
So let's get these last couple things out about Schottenheimer's offense, and I'm gonna have to depart from here because I do have a job and I'm not trying to get fired. So let's go ahead and touch on these last bit about Schotty's offense because he has lived up to the expectation of using play action and he has lived up to the expectation of using motion. But something that we haven't really talked about was how aggressive they are pushing the ball down the field. And I think we had this conversation last night, but I had to put it in black and white because it's only right to do so like that, man. I ain't listened to him yet. I've seen some of his shows in passing. He got a big platform, but I haven't really listened to his content yet.
Me either. I don't have no ill will towards him because I ain't never listened to his shows, but I know who he is. He rocking over there, so he got something good going on. So
indeed,
I ain't got nothing against him.
Yes, indeed. Same thing on my end. But yeah, man, in terms of the aggressiveness, man, like if you even just go back and look what he did with Russ. Third in deep ball percentage, second in deep ball percentage, fifth in deep ball percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like they pushed the ball down the field. And you saw that a little bit on opening night, man. Like 3rd and 1, 30-yard shot to CD Lamb. Third and short, another 30-yard shot to CD Lamb on a crosser. You know what I'm saying? Like they actively push the ball down the field. I love that shit too. Second and long, we ain't taking no check down. Throw that bitch up to Jordan Pickens and draw the PI. Should have caught that hold though. He was holding on to his hands. Jordan Pickens almost made a nasty ass catch, dog. Almost made a
on
nasty
that PI.
ass catch. Yeah, he just reached that one hand out.
He almost still caught that move. That would have been dope.
It would have been dope as hell. So, that's what I like about Schotty's offense. Second and forever, we throwing that bitch down the field. First and short, third and short, we throwing that bitch down the field. Because listen, as long as I don't get a sack or a holding call, I can come right back on fourth down and convert. So why not be aggressive on 3rd and 1 if I feel like I'm close enough to go for it?
And you gonna keep the defense on their toes. They ain't gonna know what the hell you finna do. That's actually a great strategy, and that's a great way to break tendency. Because most people look at it like, they finna run the ball to get the first down, and then try to. If you think about the mentality, it made perfect sense. Because guess what? The main objective is to get a big chunk play or do a big touchdown play or something. So why would you let the defense know when you're trying to do that?
You should.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually a brilliant way to do it. But we just got to be successful at it. That's all.
Yeah. Because that's gonna be the key, the execution and coming up with it. Because the shit cute when it worked. And then I don't want anything to do with your whole ass if the shit doesn't work. Like you're a dumb ass, you're a failure.
That shit, hey, coaching is a tough job. That's why they get paid so much.
Last bit of information that we can wrap this shit up. Target separation. We were towards the bottom last year, right? Like niggas didn't get open. I think we were 31st. Matter of fact, I can pull that up. I can pull that shit up real quick. Target separation. We were 31st last year. 3.1 yards a target.
31st here. So let me just say this real quick.
Go ahead.
It is 32 teams, right?
Correct. There's 32 teams.
So what you telling me is it was 30 other teams that was better than us.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead. I just was trying to make sure. Go ahead.
No, you're right to actually go out there and quantify that shit. Because some folks just hear 31st and move past it like, nah, nigga, everybody but one person was better than you, and they were probably dumb too. But in Schotty's offense, Russell Wilson's target separation, 9th in the league, 8th in the league, and then 2020 when he threw for 40 touchdowns, it was 6th in the league, dog. So not only was Brian Schottenheimer cooking, he was getting folks wide the hell open a lot of times.
Man, if you do that to Dak Prescott with a run game, but his offense finna be something to see. It's finna be sensational. Guaranteed.
Yep, and speaking of run game, we seen that he's willing to run the ball. Now, 2020, like I said, injuries derailed their plan at running back, so they had to throw that hoe around. But they were first in 2018. They were 6th in 2019 in run play percentage. So Brian Schottenheimer, history shows he's willing to run the ball to set up those play action shots. He's willing to push the ball down the field. He's willing to be aggressive. He's willing to use motion. Like all the things that I looked at him side-eyed about, his track record said that he'll do the shit, So to be fair to Schotty, it's one game sample size, he's on the right track. But if he come out here bullshitting against the Giants, you will hear about it from me. I swear to God you will.
Salute to my guy JBB boy in the building, man. Salute to everybody rocking with us, man. Make sure y'all support the content, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't sacrifice a lot getting up this early. I be up anyway, but still, you know what I'm saying? We take out a little time to give y'all some of this dope content. So y'all make sure y'all look out, man. At the very least, like and share the content. It'll be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, everything y'all do is greatly appreciated, man. And don't trip. We appreciate you, Cowboys by nature. We appreciate Angie too. We appreciate all y'all good people. But I am finna depart because I do have a job. I do got shit to do. So, but it is my short day. I get off at 12. So if y'all want more content from Henry to More, I'll probably be dropping some throughout the day. This is a good way to start the morning and make some shit happen. But Land, you got any final thoughts or closing arguments, anything like that, my brother?
Nah, not really. I'm just looking at Ferg with the side eye, bro. Like we need him too. We need him too, bro. We need him because Schoon don't seem like he ready yet. Who else? Rebel Span 4 didn't do much. So, hey man, we need them tight ends to step up. Schoon, it might be your time, Schoon. You might have to be the one. You and Rebel Span 4 might have to be the one. Like, I'm telling y'all, bro, this ain't nothing I'm excited to say. But I do not like what I'm hearing from Jake Ferguson. And you shouldn't either. And the reason I say that is because not only is he talking like this, we seeing his play on the field reflect the same stuff. He went a whole season without a touchdown. And you start out the season like this, and you're talking about contact, and this game 1, y'all?
It's game 1.
Sheesh. It's game 1, and you already talking about contact. So, man, like I said, we're going to have some tough conversations, y'all. Real talk, and it is what it is, man. I wish the best for Jake. I hope he turn it around some kind of way. So this ain't me rooting against the man. I wish he shut all us up and shut me up and go crazy this game and the rest of the season. But I just don't like what I'm hearing right now. So, hey, man, y'all make sure y'all tap in for the win. I let my down hand.
Yes, indeed, man. Salute to my brother LandLord. Salute to King Fred for the $5 super chat. He just saluting. I appreciate you for the support, man.
Salute, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Just make sure y'all hit those super chats on the way out. Share the content on the way out. I appreciate Land for taking time out of his day, to rock with us on the show, man, to make it happen. I think it's always better content when we rock together. So I appreciate Cuz for that. And yeah, man, I agree. I'd like Ferg, but Ferg got to step up. I like CD, and CD got to step up. He know what the fuck he did. That's why he writing Dak Prescott love letters, telling him he'll never betray him again and shit. Well, he texted him and shit like, believe in me. And he's acting like I got you, little nigga. So listen, folks make mistakes. Folks don't play up to the standard, and you got to let them know about it. And then you got to hope that they do play up to the standard. And if they don't, then we're going to have to move around and get somebody else to come in here and make it happen. Because time waits for no man. The window opportunity for this team is now. So it's either going to happen or it ain't. So in order for it to happen, you got to make it happen.
I got a perfect analogy before we go.
What's up?
We all love our kids. Mm-hmm. But if our kids bringing in these and else, what you gonna tell them?
Tell them like we were raised in the South.
We got our ass whooped for it. But I'm just talking about these days. These days, it's not as hardcore. But you're gonna have a discussion with them at least to say, hey, this is not acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And that's a great analogy.
That's all I'm saying. We just telling Ferg, hey, we can't accept these and else in this house. We need at least a B. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Steve's get degrees, but we need at least a B. We expect a B out of you. At least. Not these and else.
You're better than average. We believe in you're better than average. So you gotta bring home a B. But yeah, man, this has been dope. This has been great. Appreciate Land for tapping in. Well, we'll do some more content before the day is over, man. But in the words of West, man, never look down because the style is up. Peace.
Peace.